Like, we don't do this for us.
No disrespect to what y'all got going on. I've been trying to find good people for so long. I'm tired, bro.
This is Michael Beasley, who is an NBA player, former now. Very, very talented. When he was coming up, he was one of the most talented prospects. Played in the league for a long time, was a bit of a journeyman, then retired, but still plays a lot of one-on-ones. He's considered prolific as a scorer, has some off-the-court issues, has a bad reputation, not necessarily deserved. But he's on the Pivot podcast, and they're having discussion, and it kind of takes a turn that no one expects.
Like, my whole career, all I just want to do is play basketball. Leave me alone and let me play basketball. Now, we can sit here and say, have I done this? Have I done this? And we can sit there and look at the last 3 years and motherfuckers have done way worse and got paid way more. And the money, bro, I'm just trying to play basketball. And then when I go outside, I gotta fight this perception that people think I've been a sacrificial lamb my whole life. You want me to be real with you?
Yeah.
I don't leave the house. I play basketball and I go home. I don't care what y'all do no more. Like, all I care about is playing basketball all day. I go home and I try to talk to my kids as much as I can. I don't see them as much as I can because I'm not traveling as much no more. I don't know what to expect when I leave this house no more. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk to nobody. You know what I'm saying? I've reached out and I've reached out and I've reached out and I've reached out and I've reached out so more that I gotta die with some kind of dignity.
B, that's not sustainable. Like, you too young, bro. That's not sustainable, bro.
You're 33. You might have 4 years max left in the tank to play at an ultimate high level.
So what else can you do other than play basketball?
I can do a lot.
So let's do that.
Why?
Because we can't just take our ball home and die.
Says who?
Says I don't want you to.
Bees, we all gotta retire, bro. We all gotta retire.
I know that's not sustainable, but at the same time, like, what?
Bees, none of us can do it. None of us can do it alone, bro.
Reach out.
Go out.
You
Go
have to change,
go out
change
where?
the narrative.
Go out where?
Go out, talk to people, interact with people. Like, bro, real talk. I'll call us out. Us three. Bro, you be in Miami?
Y'all party. I don't party, bro.
No. We don't party, bro. I'm talking about you have kids, I have kids. Come to my house. We can get bounce houses for the kids. We can sit back on the porch, drink a couple beers, drink some wine, hang out. Like, bro, that's not a normal, successful man's life to sit up in the house like that. Like, you gotta find good people. And us three can be good people. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's not, that's not sustainable,
like, no
bro.
disrespect to what y'all got going on. I've been trying to find good people for so long. I'm tired, bro.
I would say this. It's a 100%, bro. It's so okay to be tired,
like,
though.
I got, you know what I'm saying?
You ain't got nothing left. You ain't got nothing left to give
I'll
people.
tell you this, bro. I'll be it. Like, whatever you need, dog. Like, you just want to talk. Like, I for sure can't hoop with you. I'll go out there and pass that hoe. Like, what we're saying is, bro, like, we want to be those people. Bringing you here wasn't about this. I wanted to talk basketball and hoops. But, dog, folks love you, dog. Nobody want to see you go through this.
I got me a Beasley jersey out the motherfucking house. Because I was down here when he got drafted.
I think the thing is, man, like, so many times as black men, we are asked because of talent to carry everybody. We are not made to carry everybody. Black women are asked to carry everybody. They are not made to carry everybody. Dog, it takes a fucking village, bro. And at some point, you gotta have somebody who don't need shit from you, who don't want shit from you, who wanna see you win, man. What we saying is, man, don't give up, and we won't give up.
I think the one line that kind of stuck with me was the part where he goes, I got this much left, but I got to die with some dignity. And I think I heard that before. I've heard that quite a few times when just talking to other people. And that, when they say they don't have any friendships or any relationships with people, it's like, how many more times do I got to get betrayed or let down or be the person who tries and is always, you know, left on red or whatever it could be. And I just remember that sticking with me because I felt as though when I watched his interview, it felt very similar. Now, I imagine that he might contribute to some of his own issues in some way, but what did you think when you were listening to this?
I don't know who these people are. I don't watch basketball like that. What I did understand from the clip is you can't help someone that doesn't want to be helped. But it's good that you keep on trying. If that person, you feel that person is worth it, right? That guy is obviously hurt. I don't know exactly what happened in his life, but there's a lot of hurt. Told us that he's 33, and I was like, God damn. Life took a toll on you, my boy. You had this much left.
Just the relationship between a lot of men and this idea of trying to build and foster these relationships and feeling like it's never really working out or it's never really reciprocated or whatever it is. Now, whether it's telling the truth or not, it's hard to say, but we're just talking about that without knowing the full context of someone's life.
I mean, it's a good thing that he has that. He at least has that circle. He probably doesn't realize it yet, but he's like, I got to leave with something. You got something, my boy. You got damn. You're leaving here with something. You got damn.
I'll say, I don't know these guys either, so who knows how often they reach out. Maybe there's just posturing. From what I heard, he turned his life around to some degree and is doing a bit better. You ever heard that line, men often lead a life of quiet desperation?
Yeah, but that's our fault. So oftentimes we always talk about, man, don't talk about your problems, because people don't care. Yeah, it's for a fact. Yeah, it's at some point people don't care, but you can surround yourself with people that do.
I think a lot of dudes leave that desperation, and I agree with Priest that some of them it's a bit self-imposed or it's them self-sabotaging. But you can see he's within inches. He's within inches, and yet he's still the breadwinner. He still manages everything. But you look at him too, you can see that fucking shit's right on his face. And I'm sure for some of you, maybe you guys are not at that stage yet, but you guys are kind of living in similar circumstance. I think I just listening to him and how emotional he got when he talked about reaching out and like feeling like nobody really replied or no one else really reciprocated. I could imagine how isolating that must be. And, for folks that are living that, I can tell you that for me, the biggest blessing in my life are the people around me. They really make my life worth living. So I'm pretty confident that I would also be here if I was in any way in similar circumstance to him.
Like, we also have this image, and I think that we like to romanticize this image. We always like that. If we have to choose superheroes, we like the superheroes that doesn't kiss the girl at the end of the movie. That, no, I got to go alone because I got to protect you. And then he just goes, no, it's okay. I'm a lost cause. And then he goes into the wilderness on his horseback, and then he just leaves. Like, yeah, okay, I understand that we need to make a conscientious effort to have people around us. And that's one thing that we have to give. As a man, it's something that we have to give up to women. Women are good at that.
Okay, let me throw the other side. And I want to know if you agree with what I'm about to say, any part of it. Have you ever been dealing with something that's weighing you down, and then someone close to you might ask you about it? Let's say it's your partner. Your partner asks you what's wrong. You can tell them. In which case, they feel some type of way. It's an issue for the couple, whatever it could be. And, now they're feeling some type of way about it, whatever it is. I've had the experience before where I've shared the issue that I'm dealing with, which affects the both of us. And I'm dealing with it. Let's say it's a financial problem, okay? And then the partner's distraught. Now I have the added burden of trying to help her out of her distraught state after revealing. So sometimes you feel the need to carry the burden, okay? So that the other person who can't really do much to improve the situation doesn't become now an extra amount of emotional labor. I've had this situation with my family. I've had this situation with partners in the past, not all, some. And I thought I was crazy until I saw someone else talking about it. I was like, oh, I've definitely done that. And sometimes as a dude, it's just like you have that responsibility to like mend those emotional distraught situations. So it's like, part of you's like, well, fuck it. I'm not going to say nothing because now it's just another task I have to do.
100%. I understand what you're saying, but flip it on the other side, you're still acting like there's something wrong. So whenever you say like, oh, yeah, I'm good, don't worry about it. Obviously, there's something that's affecting you. I could see it. Everybody could see it. But we're not talking about it. So there's this big-ass elephant in the room that nobody's going to talk about. Elephant stinks. They stink. They do a lot. Whole pile of shit.
Sure.
Whether you talk about it or you don't talk about it, it is a burden. So I can understand that, yeah, you talk about it, it's going to give it burden, but saying like, oh, no, it's fine, I'll handle it, and there's no burden, but there obviously is.
But it's a smaller one because at the end of the day, I don't know how you deal with it. When I'm dealing with problems, it might show a bit, but it's nothing too crazy for a lot of the times. My family, I could be dealing with a problem for years, and them niggas not going to know. My partner might not know for months because I manage my shit half decently. It might spill over, you know what I'm saying? So I guess the point I'm trying to make is that, we sometimes speak about the fact that men have to make more efforts. Yeah, sure. But sometimes the reality is that life doesn't just create much space for you to even be able to do that.
Sure.
And I just I wonder if that's just a burden that we have to carry to some degree. And as like I feel like that's generational. Is it just something that people have done because they never learned better? Or is it part of like actually engineering something that actually works to a degree because the alternative isn't necessarily better? Sometimes talking about this shit don't make the situation better. It actually just creates more people who are distraught. That's why people don't tell their kids or even their adult children certain things because they don't want them to have that burden. Now, it can be bad. I agree. But there's other times where it's like there's no benefit to it either. It only makes problems.
Sure, I understand.
And
but
as a
sometimes
dude,
when people act like that, sometimes they expect other people to act a certain way. Like they expect that, oh yeah, I'm not gonna tell you so that it doesn't distract you. But then the person that kept that thing that was going, that lingering thing that's going on, eventually, from what I've seen, they're expecting the other person that doesn't know to act a certain way because of the baggage. I don't know the baggage. You never told me the fucking baggage. What the fuck are we doing? Then I think that you're a crazy person. Parents do that shit all the time. I don't want you. I'm not gonna tell you. I don't want to tell you that because I was protecting you. Parents do that shit all the time, where they don't tell you shit because they want to protect you, expecting you to tell them everything. Other shit happened. They act a certain way. You don't act the way that they want you to act because they had that other situation that you're not aware of, and then they overreact because you didn't act the same way. It's like, okay, and then later on, you're like, they tell you, and you're like, well, you should have told me, stupid, because then there's a bunch of shit that I would have done. But at least give me a fucking chance to actually act upon it.
Hey, listen, you know what I mean? I'm glad you got that off your chest. That is a real experience. And if people are managing it that way, I think it's wrong. But I don't think, we always have the space to be able to tell folks everything. And unfortunately, that's just...
And it's fine. And I get it.
Sometimes a lose-lose situation is just how much you're going to lose. Either I shoulder this.
It's not a lose-lose situation. It's a lose. I apprehend that it's going to be another lose situation. Because you don't know. But it's fine. It's fine. You have the right not to tell it and to...
I don't think there's a one-size-fits-all. So I agree with you that it's not always the same situation. Certain people can handle certain things better. Do you agree or disagree?
Sure, 100%.
So there's got to be a situation, too, where sometimes you just got to hold that in. It is better not to speak, and that's something you got to hold. And all I'm trying to say is, as the man, I feel like that's often our burden more than anyone else. Maybe that's a personal bias. Maybe I don't know certain experience other people. But my experience is oftentimes I'm left to have to now coddle the person because they learn news that they weren't really apt to hear. And now not only am I dealing with the burden of this shit, but now I have to coddle you. Coddle is the wrong word because I don't want to sound like a person's retarded or anything. It's just, man, I'll be honest with you, that's just been my experience. So I just want to make it clear. I'm sharing all this, but what you're describing, I've seen too. So I know that shit's real.
Now you're telling me like years later, I'm like, okay, so what, you want me to have empathy for you? I can. You didn't have it to tell me back then. Don't be mad at me if I don't have it now to be like, oh shit, what can we do? Oh my God, let's find a solution. Let's find a resolution.
You can tell Priest talking to somebody.
What? Oh, many people.
Yeah. You can tell Priest talking to somebody. The way this really coming out, my man digging it deep in some...
because it's real shit. You know I'm talking real shit right now.
I agree with you that I think women do a much better job of managing their relationships. That's something you and I've talked about before. Do you feel like the pressures that we face in regards to being the head of the house and being the breadwinner and being the person who does all that stuff, do you ever think that contributes at all?
It does, but it's like it's something that's kind of self-imposed. Like you could talk it out. You could be like, hey, it's a team shit. Okay, let's say you're in a house and then you're like, it's not like I gotta bring. You that's your big machismo kind of shit like that. And I don't see life like that. It doesn't have to be all that. It doesn't have to be like, well, I got to put myself some pressure. Who puts yourself? You put yourself pressure. Yeah, the society, but you decide what you want to do inside your household.
I'm a district. I'm surprised. I don't think it's just self-imposed. Families put that on you.
Sure.
I don't know what you... Okay.
I said what I said.
Okay, but that's not self-imposed. That's different.
But what I mean by that is that...
That's not the same thing.
You contribute, like your family tells you some things, and then you have a decision to make to either buy into that or not buy into that. And that's what I believe. That's how I live my life. Like family put a lot of pressure, and then there was a decision I had to make at some point to be like, let me block all that shit because it is detrimental to what I'm trying to build and what I'm trying to do. I'm not going to let people or outside people to have a say in how I see things or...
Yeah, I agree. I think maybe it's just the tone that you talk with because you almost make it sound like it's... I know you don't mean that, but you almost make it sound easy. It's like, And
No.
also, I also say you and I are built a bit different. Maybe we work towards that,
We are built different.
you know? But I know from a lot of people the kind of pressure that they feel from that family. Part of it is self-imposed, but these bonds are very complicated. They're tied into people's identity. They're tied into like how they were raised and how they were from a young age in terms of how they were. Like, it could be very, very difficult. So I don't buy into the whole idea that it's just self-imposed or like mostly self-imposed. I think a lot of it is conditioning over time. This kind of like responsibility and guilt that you feel from not being there to be able to just walk away. I did it, and it was relatively easier for me than I think it is for most people. So I don't think it's just self-imposed. No, as a young man, I remember the pressure my mom put on me, my dad put on me, how I saw immigrant parents and there's other parents just treating their kids as like, you know, we getting old, you know, And think about this guy. He's a basketball player from a poor environment with siblings. How many people on his back did he have to carry financially? Mm-hmm. So to say it's all like self-imposed or like mostly is, I don't want to misrepresent what you're saying. I disagree. I think as a dude, in terms of like making money and shit like that, yeah, a lot of pressure is put on your back to care and take care of folks.
But I think the disconnect that we have right now is because, like you said, you think, it's easy. And it's one of the hardest things that you have to do. But that shit is so liberating. I'll do it again. Let me say it again. Fuck them. Sometimes it is devastating, but sometimes in order to grow, you have to cut something. You have to cut sometimes. You have to cut them burdens and the dead weights that you have. I can't love you from afar. I can love you from afar. I can. If I had to cut bridges, I will. Oh my God, you're burning bridges. I could swim. That's why I learned.
I know. I don't share your perspective. I think
Nope.
I think people are conditioned from a young age around family. I think that condition runs deep. There's nothing that's deeper than family in a weird way because you're with them from a young age and they mold you. They mold your values. They mold you through religion. They mold you through everything. You know, to say like you do that, the way people's value systems are tied in, I think it's very difficult for me. It's one thing. But I take myself out of the equation, and when I put myself in other people's shoes and the way that they talk about family, how existential it is to them, I realize that they talk about it differently than I do. That's why I never prescriptively say, fuck them. I never say that because I know from them, they're not even able to see it from my perspective. It is a hard thing to make money when you come from a bad place.
Yep.
Look at everyone who's behind you, who's asking for help, and turn your back on them.
Yep.
It's not easy.
Yep.
I disagree that this whole thing is like either self-imposed or whatever.
No, I agree.
I
take that back to this self-imposed. It's not. Let me fix something that I said. What I'm saying right now is what I'm doing and what I did and what I had to do in order to survive. Mm-hmm. It is what I did. I'm not telling y'all to do the same thing. I would not. It's not something that I would advise you to do.
Fair.